Hey friends, welcome to a video by me, Jay Murder. And for those of you who are new to this, I basically just rant about Arsenal Football Club, all the good things, all the bad things, everything that's going on. And I try and make it informative and, give you some insights into what's going on in the football club, okay? Now, it has been a bit quiet in the last last week or so. There's nothing new to report with the Luis Suarez Chronicles, as it's now become. Apart from the fact that Liverpool are very resolute in their valuation of Suarez, and they're not willing to do business for anything less than £50 million, which is a huge amount of money. That's, I don't know, like 3-4 times our transfer record. So it's a huge amount of money to invest in a player that comes with a lot of baggage, a very high risk. So that's an interesting one. With regards to Bernard, I reported a story last week about Bernard, who's a Brazilian winger, and there were reports from ESPN in Brazil and over here in Europe that he'd actually agreed to join Arsenal. And I also read an article from his agent who actually said he's agreed to join Arsenal. I'm not sure what's happened to that story. It seems to me that it's now Porto or Shakhtar Donetsk who are in the lead to sign his signature. So I'm not quite sure what's happened there, because ESPN Brazil are a very respectable news source. Also had L'Equipe here in London, but obviously they're a French newspaper who confirmed the same. And also his agent, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Maybe we didn't meet the valuation, I'm not sure. But I've got nothing to report with regards to that. The Gervinho transfer that I mentioned yesterday, that's looking likely to be concluded this week. A lot of channels are saying that he's agreed a 4-year contract with Roma, who's now managed by Remy Gard. So that looks like it's kind of coming to a conclusion. There's still a few players that are in the club, that are at the club, that I don't think need to be there. The first is Bentner. We just can't seem to get rid of him. He kind of just lingers around like a bad smell. There are reports today that Malaga aren't interested in signing the player, but I think it's his salary that's causing the stumbling block. So we'll see how that one goes. Hopefully we can get rid of him. I don't see the point of another loan move, although I think he's got a year left on his contract. So if they are willing to match his wages full 100%, then that it's not going to cost us anything. And in a year he'll be gone. He'll be free to leave the club. The second player is Marouane Chamakh, who's been linked to Crystal Palace. I did see an article by Ian Holloway on Sky Sports News that said, basically quoting him, that he is interested in Chamakh and they are looking to do some kind of deal. I don't think it's a permanent deal. I think it's going to be a loan, a season-long loan, which again doesn't really help us, but I think he's another one whose contract is up next year, so it's the best of a bad situation, really, similar to Bentner. And the third player, that I don't know what's happened to him, I can't seem to find any information from the club or from anywhere on the internet, is Park, the South Korean guy, Park Yu-chung, is it? Park Yu-young, something like that, I'm not sure. I've not seen him that much, to be honest with you. He's been at the club for 2 years and I think he's only made like 5 appearances, 6 appearances, so I have no idea where he is. He's missing in action. I can't find anything on the website, on the Arsenal.com website. He's not on any training pictures. I saw some pictures on the website yesterday. The football club is actually back in London now and they're training at Colney, doing some conditioning, pre-season training, and I had a flick through about 20 pictures. He's not in any of them, and I can't find any information to suggest where he might be, apart from there is, I don't know if you're aware, but in South Korea there is a mandatory 2-year requirement by the males of that country, where they have to spend 2 years in the military. So I'm not sure if that's the reason why. but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think he's left. I haven't seen any confirmation. The only players that I know definitely left are Denilson, Andre Santos, Guilacci, Arshavin, and there's been quite a few guys in the under-21s who've left. Junaid Mead, the young left back, quite a few other guys who've basically been allowed to leave. So I'm not sure what's going on with Park, but if I do find out, I will let you know on a future video. If you guys know, if any of you listeners, watchers, guys viewing this video, if you know, leave me a message in the comments, and I'll talk about it in the next video. But apart from that, there's nothing new to report on. It's a frustrating time in the transfer window. We've got 17 days before kickoff, so it doesn't really leave us that long to conclude a deal. That's less than 3 weeks, so we'll see what happens. For those of you who are interested, it is the Emirates Cup this weekend at the Emirates, and the teams that are involved are Porto, Napoli and Galatasaray, and these are teams that are basically sponsored by Emirates. So it will be your chance to get to see Higuain at the Emirates, but unfortunately he'll be playing for Napoli FC. We also welcome an ex-Gunner in the name of Emmanuel Eboué, who's actually at Galatasaray now. So you get to see him this weekend. It's a 2-day event. It's good fun. I've been several times in the past myself, and it should be on ESPN. I think a couple of years ago it was on ESPN. It wasn't on last year because of the London Olympics, but it is back on this weekend. So I'll see you on the next video, and I'll catch you soon.